Our world is filled with so many tough choices, so many different responsibilities, and sometimes you just feel so overwhelmed. Like, when is it going to end? When will things return back to our old normal? Not the new normal, not whatever they want to call it. Our old normal, when everything was back to its original state. And we want to find out, when are we going to be able to go and do the things we love to do? And now we don't know what the next day is going to bring, what new troubles, what new economic catastrophes are going to happen, what kind of craziness that we're going to see. And we're figuring it out day by day, moment by moment, second by second. And so it's hard not to think about all the problems of this world. And it's even more stressful to think about the new problems because of the coronavirus and because of the economy and just social economic chaos. And what do we do about it? How do we manage our finances? How do we manage how are we going to keep our home? How are we going to manage how to raise children? How are we going to manage just living in the world the way it is now? Yeah, we've had our share of craziness. The world is not perfect. We all know that. We live in an imperfect world with a group of imperfect people who are trying their best to do what's right. And so it can feel like you just want to give up and you just want to just not even bother with it. But if you think about every good thing that's happened to you, or every good thing that's happening versus every terrible thing that we hear on the news, sometimes you just need to turn the TV off. You just need to just say enough of the noise, enough of the craziness. Breathe and think of good things that have happened. Think of good things that are going to happen. Clear your mind and know that this too shall pass and that it's not going to be like this for the rest of our lives. It's hard to imagine life pre-corona, but guess what? We had other problems before it came through. And so we, as human beings, we learn to adapt to the situation we're in, and we realize, okay, this is happening, this is a problem. How can we solve it? How can we adapt to that problem? Because there's sometimes things that we cannot change. We can't go back in time and erase corona off the history books. It'd be amazing if it were possible. It'd be great, but there are lessons to everything that we have to go through. And it's good for us to think about, what can we do better? What can we contribute to our world? How can we make it better? Because situations are not always as they seem. Everything is not terrible. Everything is not horrible. Everything is not unbearable because of the way it feels sometimes, the way it makes us just despise the day. But it's not forever. It's not worth losing our joy and our peace over. I mean, before COVID-19, think about the problems that people were facing prior to that. Think about the issues that was going on that the media was putting out there and how it just made it seem like, what is the point of everything? And then you realize there are good things that are still happening. So we don't want to feel like we are trapped, that we are just left here to fend for ourselves and that everything is just out of control and annoying and just horrendous. But we need to realize that, yeah, things are not perfect, things are not great. And when have they been? When has the world been perfect? When has the world been so incredibly amazing all the time? Truth of the matter is, there's trouble. There's pain, there's hardships, but guess what? The good outweighs the bad. You're like, how can you say that? I can say that because by looking at all of the changes the world is making, all of the time that we've spent to think about what we want our next steps to be, how do we want to plan the rest of our lives, and that life can go on despite COVID-19. Because guess what? There are textbooks that tell us about all kinds of stuff that happened generations after generations, and how humanity has rose to the occasion and made it through. You see historic triumphs as well as historic defeats. We see all of it. But if you're looking at only one picture, you're out of balance. Yeah, we can go through the history book and name off events that were terrible, that were so hurtful that we don't even want to talk about. But we can roll off some new things that are happening that are causing our world to think about how we treat people and think about how we want to continue for the next generations. And so was the best of times and it was the worst of times. The best of times where people are becoming more unified, the worst of times thinking about the hurt that people are experiencing and the pain and the suffering. But this life has never been linear. It's never gone in a straight line. It's always been ups and downs, roller coasters. And I don't like roller coasters. Makes you throw up. Some people enjoy roller coasters. I like small ones, not crazy ones. But guess what? Life is a roller coaster. If you think about it like a carnival, sometimes you're just there for the food. All the bakeries there, the restaurants, all the different things that put a smile on our face. Even stepping out and seeing the beautiful skies, just feeling the rainfall, just experiencing life and all the things that make it life and that it's part of. Sure, it'd be great to have perfect days every day. Oh, but then we probably get bored of that too. I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Versus, have you taken a look at your list of to-dos?